Good morning, friends. My name is Vinayak Potigar. Welcome to the video tutorials on Turing machines now. Now, as the title goes, Turing machines. So let me introduce what this machines means and who has invented this. So in 1936, the English mathematician logician Alan Turing has designed this machine. It's a logical machine which is capable of solving all the computational problems. Now, what is said about this machine is, see, what all you can s- computationally solve. So, computational, whenever I'm talking about computations, we in computer science and engineering, every computation follows an algorithms. So, in other words, if I'm saying that what all can be solved algorithmically. So, if I have a problem statement for which for solving that problem, if I can write an algorithm, then that problem can be solved using Turing machines. So in that notion, see the concept is called what all right now what all can be means whatever problem statements can be solved by a supercomputer right now. This simple Turing machine is eligible to solve all those. So such a powerful machine in 1936, that kind of a intuitive notions Alan Turing has introduced in his paper. And this is a powerful machine. Now, whatever he has designed, we cannot even use this with simple notational systems. Now, this is all about logic. Okay. And see, these are the few top notes which I'm not reading out at all. I'll share this. You can read out later on. But one thing which is designed just during thesis, it was a powerful thesis which has been written, and what it says, what can be done algorithmically can be done by Turing machines and vice versa. So, so this is so powerful machine. So what all problem statements for which we can write an algorithms, if it is possible to write an algorithm for a problem statement, that problem statement can be solved on Turing machine. So what this Turing machine consists of? Right now we have already seen finite automatas, we have seen grammar concepts, we have already seen what you mean by push down automatas. It has its own conceptual parts as well as how the working of each individual logical machine goes. So if I'm talking about a finite automata, it has five tuples: q, sigma, delta, q0, and accepting state. So five tuples it has, and using its initial state, final state, non-final states, using the transitions will make a particular algorithm. So these states within your finite automata are like memories. So it finite amount of information it captures. Then we crosses across. In short, if we directly said about the push down automata, we have seen this already. So we have an input tab where the input is provided on uh, for a push down automata, and we also have this kind of finite state machine. So I haven't written here finite state machine, but it captures finite state machine and PDA. Along with this, I have a particular stack. Okay, so that was a particular uh, logical elements of your PDAs, that what we have looked across. Now, if I'm talking about Turing machine, so how a single move of a Turing machine can be elaborated? Okay, how the Turing machine take its moves, how it works. So the elements are very simple. So you have a particular input tape. Okay, so in not input tape, it is a particular tape where the input is provided for your Turing machine, where the Turing machine reads all its symbols. Now Turing machine has its a particular head which is trying to read single character by character which is written on your particular cell of a tape. It tries to read, and this read write head is it cannot only read, it can also write back onto this tape. So up till now we haven't seen such kind of concepts in PDA also. PDA cannot write back into the tape. But if you compare this with PDA, this head is rewritable. So I can read from this tape, I can write back something on tape and manipulate this tape symbols. Okay. So along with this tape, okay, so tape, the input is provided on this tape, and single character I can read from this tape when I wanted to take a particular move. Okay. Now this particular square is represented as a finite state machine. So how, now I need to decide based on a particular problem how many state I should have, how and how the transition goes from one state to another, and how this Turing machine accepts a particular string or rejects a particular string, or I can compose a Turing machine for a particular language. So it all depends upon your logic, how you design this. So within this session, what we are doing is we'll see what is the basic mechanism of Turing machine. Then we'll see how the single move is represented. Okay. Then we will go across. So there is a definition of Turing machine, but we won't directly go across uh, reading that definition. So it is better to look for an example first, how the Turing machine works, how it can be designed a finite automata to solve a particular problem, and based on this, how the particular string accepted by Turing machine or rejected by Turing machine, one by one we will see in this session. So up till now what we have seen, there is a particular tape on which you provide your input. There is a read write head, so your machine can read from this tape as well as manipulate few alphabets on the tape as well. Now what is this final state? As I have already introduced, this is logical totally. Now you can decide how many state you should have. It depends upon the problem you're solving, in which I can design the number of states in this. Now let's compare. Now if this is the condition, what the condition is, if I am writing within this, let's suppose I am in a particular q state within my finite state machine, and the read write head is pointing to a particular alphabet on its tape. And now this information is captured right now, what my present state is. It's a q state the machine is in, and what it is reading. So it is reading a particular alphabet A. Okay. So based on this two information, the machine take its moves. So what I mean to say is, based on this unique combination of a particular state and a particular symbol. Now what is ABA? It's a particular sigma. Sigma is input alphabets which we have. Now based on this, the machine can take its moves, what can be its next state, what it can manipulate on tape, it decides, and then how the read write head moves across. Now right now just understand this read write head, after reading, it can move forward, it can stay where it is, or it can stay backward also, single cell at a time. Okay. So based on this is, if you want me to represent pictorial diagrams, so it's changing because of this two with respect to this two in present state and the input being scanned, which is A. This is the pictorial notation. It can switch back to a particular state P. Okay. And it write back something. So A is replaced by B. Okay. It can be capable of replacing or rewriting the tapes. Okay. So it can rewrite this alphabet and it goes to its right. So this simple notion is represented in a single move of that machine, where it is represented what is my present state of the Turing machine is, what symbol being scanned is what I'm scanning on the cell, input cell. Based on this two information, where the next, what can be the next state of that machine is. So this P can assume to be a next state of my machine, where the machine manipulates or rewrite this A on tap with the symbol B. Okay, so as I said, read write headed. So now assume A is replaced by B, and it where the head goes. So right means the read write, after rewriting this A, the machine's head move forward to read the next B, because the direction, we can say what can be the direction of this read write head. So if you understand how this is a single move, it is represented something like this. Okay, now to define what a Turing machine is, will not go across a Turing machine definition directly. So before this, I'll come back to this slide later on. And again, we have a particular acceptance by a Turing machine. I'll come back to this later on again. So let's understand with a simple example. So I have designed a particular moves. Now we will try to understand what these terms are. Now consider this is a problem statement. What it is saying, Turing machine, design a Turing machine moves for the acceptance of L, the language L. And what the pattern goes, we have a particular X. Okay, X is a can be a combination of all possible combinations of A, B, C's, but the pattern within this L is A raised to n, B raised to n, C raised to n, where n is changing from 1 to infinity. So all such strings which follows this pattern, okay, so all such strings which follows this pattern should be accepted by the Turing machine. Such a Turing machine moves I need to design. Okay, now let's don't work right now on how many state I should have and all that. So let's concentrate if such an input is provided on the input tape. Okay, what I mean to say, two A's followed by two B's followed by two C's. So is it in the right format? Yes. So where n is 2, I have two A's, two B's followed by two C's. So this particular string should be accepted by a Turing machine, and such a particular moves I wanted to design. Now this is a intuitive, it's a logical things all. Okay, now you and me can see how many A's are there, B's are there, and C's are there, and directly we can conclude that this string is accepted. But the, as we have seen, the Turing machine doesn't have this overall view. Okay, so what the concept is, so within this step, so within this step itself, if whatever I am specified within this, so this simple tape is infinite on its right hand side, infinite on its left hand side, and this can be composed of all blanks except what input you provide. So add particularly input, once it is provided, the right hand side can be blank cells and this left hand side can be a blank cells which are available on the particular tape. Now see how the Turing machine recognizes how many A's I have seen, and how to compare this with B's, and how to compare this with the total number of C's. So exactly total number of A's, B's and C's should be same. Okay, now considering this, we won't go across this state diagram right now. Just see what the logic goes, how to visualize this problem to be solved on a Turing machine. Now consider right now if the head is pointing to this A. Okay, now the machine, what it takes as, see, it replaces this X by a particular character, and this character can be any character, it should not be cross. Right now I have preferred to have X instead of A. Okay, so what the first step is, this small a it reads from its step, and to memorize what it has seen, so it has seen A, so it crosses that cell. So A is replaced by X, and I move forward to read the next particular alphabet which is exist on the tab. So this is my right now the condition after being scan A and replacing this A by X to memorize. The machine memorize this, that I have seen a particular A is represented by this X. Okay. Now what the machine tries to recognize next is, see, with respect to this A, going towards the right, all the way to the right, it expect to see a particular B, because it is trying to match the total number of A's against B's and B's against C's. So it takes its moves to the rights and expecting that I should see a particular B with respect to this A which I have already seen. So from this step itself, I have a particular mark. Now the condition is, now I have A. Okay, the character being scanned on the input is A, but the machine is not interested in to visualize more number of A's. So it replaces that A by the same alphabet A, which will be processed later on, and it is the read write head will move next to it. So the underlying character is saying, so I was in this state. So once you see a particular next A, it is replaced as it is, and it goes forward for the next alphabet unless and until the red will move ahead, unless and until it captures a particular B on its input. Okay, to mark across this single A which has already been seen on the input side. Now what is happening? Now whenever B comes, okay, so later on to the machine tries to remember that, yes, I have seen a particular character B with respect to this single A. This B is replaced by a unique character. Let's it can be a tick mark. Okay, so tick mark, it replaces this B by a tick mark, and it move ahead on the right in the expectation to see the next particular single C. Okay, so from this state, whenever you read a particular B, it replaces this B by tick mark. So tick mark, why we have tick mark this? So for a particular X, I have a particular tick mark which is represented by B. Okay, so for the corresponding A, I have seen a particular corresponding B, and the machine tries to read on its goes towards the right in the expectation to see the next C. So from this, what is right now, it is visualizing underneath character is B. Now B I won't need to expect. So what all characters you see across this, it is replaced as it is in the next configuration. This B is replaced by the same B, and the head moves towards right. Okay, now the underneath character is C. Okay, now it goes, once it sees a particular character C which is expected to be seen by the logic. So I have a particular A, with that corresponding I have a B, and I have went across on the input, I see a particular C. Now this, to remember that this C has been processed by a machine, it replaces this by any of the character. Now what we are saying that this C is replaced by a dollar. Okay, and once the machine has come across this combination, I have single A I have seen, single B I have seen, a single C I have seen, it doesn't move forward. Okay, and from this, after replacing this C by this dollar, it tries to take the move towards left. Okay, why to left? Because the iteration is over. What the iteration is? Iteration means single A I have seen in the input, with respect to that single B I have seen which has been tick marked, and with respect to a I have a single C on the input, and let's go for the left to check how many A's are still left. Okay, now from this, once you replace this C by dollar, okay, the machine moves to the left. Now it doesn't matter, see still what time it should move left. So for the next condition, it replaces this b by b and move towards left. It next step, it replaces this null tick mark by tick mark and move towards left. This a is replaced as it is by a and it move towards left. So my movement of the head is towards left unless and until the character being processed at the first, which is represented by x. Okay, so once the machine saw or see a cross or x on the input, it realizes this is the point from where we have started off recognizing particular is, so which has been cancelled out. So it again start taking its moves towards right for the second iteration of a. So now what the second iteration says, whenever I see a particular a, it should be represented by a cross. So this a will be replaced on input type by cross and I move forward to right. Now it is expected to see the b's. So unless and until I see the first b, see all characters like this which has already been processed. Okay, so this will be replaced as it is and the machine, the head will move towards right. Now this condition is underneath character is b. Okay, now I am again checking. So from the second a, I need to cross or remember this b. So this b will be tick marked and move towards right and expect to see on the right the next c itself. So go across, dollar will be replaced by dollar and we move towards right. Now the condition is, see we have underneath character is c. See we were right now here. Okay, underneath character is c and in this notion, see the c will be replaced by dollar. So this second iteration overs here and we need to come back, the movement of the head should come back to the left again. So after replacing the c by dollar, you can see the underneath character is not moving towards right, it is moving towards left. Okay, so in what terms it should move now? See what all dollar it is expecting, dollar will be replaced by dollar, tick mark will be replaced by tick mark, this tick mark will be replaced by tick mark unless and until I see the first cross. This cross, what it indicates, the last a which has been seen on the input which has already been processed. Okay, now looking after this x will be replaced by x and again the machine moves towards right. Okay, so what it founds, see if on replacing x by x moving towards right, if it directly sees the tick mark, what it indicates, the machine remembers this, that all a's are exhausted. Understood? So I won't see particular a's now. Okay, now we are right now here. Okay, now now if a's are exhausted, I shouldn't even see a b and a c, extra b's and c's. So with this tick mark will be replaced by tick mark, it goes more towards right. This tick mark will be replaced by tick mark, it move towards right. See dollar will be replaced by dollar and move towards right. So every time it's moving towards right and this dollar will be replaced by dollar. And what is the condition now? See the read write head points to the blank symbol which is represented by this delta. Okay, so this is a blank symbol. What the machine now remembers, that after all seeing the particular two a's, I have found two b's, I have found two c's, but I after that I won't see a particular third a. So in that, moving forward, I won't see the third b as well as I won't see the third c as well, and directly the null comes. So this condition is an accepting condition. What the condition is, this condition is specified as an accepting condition where directly received the null. Now you might have understood how the process goes. Now from where we started across this initial state where x, so don't consider this x as this replacement string. So what all this string, the string x in this accepting condition, this x condition is nothing but the input being processed. Right now you consider this, the two a's, two b and two c's are referred. So x is a combination of any particular pattern, so don't confuse with this. Say 2a, 2b, 2c's are still left to be processed. This is my initial configuration of a machine is. And now what is my last configuration? So this HA represented as the halting state of a machine. Now what this halting state we will see shortly, but this is a last configuration, but I won't, it doesn't matter what is available on tape. So this is a combination. Look, what combination is present state and what is left on your input and what the last configuration of your machine is. Now if you went across how the logic goes to the machine, how is reading back all these characters and try to remember how many A's it has seen against B's and against C's. So according to this logic, now let's turn back to designing how many state I should have within this. Okay, now whatever procedure we applied on here, what are the procedure means? A is replaced by X, B is replaced by tick mark, or the C is replaced by dollar. What all things, whatever this logic which we have seen just now, which we expect to see with respect to the state transition diagrams. Okay, where the logic remains same. Okay, now let's visualize. So see, all the times q0 supposed to be an initial state, but I have started this with x, so it doesn't matter. You can replace this x by q0 and write q1, q2, q3, q4, q5 here with respect to all the states. So it doesn't matter what state you should have. To remember this, the initial state right now it is x, so from where the execution is beginning. So this condition is looks something like this. So this part of the string where your initial configuration, where you have present state is x, right now underneath character is blank, so this is my x. So this is, you can visualize the accepting starting condition. I'm see replace this x, this is a, in case of this transition diagram, x is an initial state. So all the time q0 is an initial state, but by mistake I have represented it by x. So just understand with respect to that x considering as an initial state, and what null symbol, and this x is a input being provided on tap. Okay, so this is your initial configuration which looks something like this. Okay, so I am particularly in x state, and then delta is nothing but the blank symbol, and this is the particular x which we are trying to parse on this machine. Now we'll try to understand how the logic goes to design this finite state machine. Okay, now I come across again. So being in this x, so this null, so trying to represent, see the representation. So what, see this is a slash. Okay, so before slash we have always a character which is available underneath the read write head, which is a representation. So being into a particular state, what I am reading, left hand side part of the forward slash, so this is what I am reading. So after this, what it represents, this input symbol, how it is replaced by. Okay, so this null is replaced by null, and what the movement of the read write head is. So read write head can move towards right. So see this single move, it can be represented in a this delta state transition diagram. So with the single move can be represented with this pattern which we have already seen. So single move. So x is my present state. What I'm reading is on input, this is null. So after reading these two combinations, so this can be a bracket over here. So with this, I have a unique combination. So the machine is moving from X to Q0. So machine is moving from X to Q0, which is the next state of the machine after scanning these two parts. So being in particular state, reading this input, it is going back to Q0 state. Okay. And what this, I'm updating the symbol present on the input. So this null will be replaced by the same. So it is the symbol is retained on the tab and we go towards right. Okay. So this alphabet is replaced with the same alphabet and the machine move towards right. So if you can visualize this, so the whole transition diagram can be converted back to this table. And if the table is available, I can convert this back to state transition diagram. So understand this is a simple example and we'll move ahead to see what the concept is. Now go ahead and check the next. See, this is your initial configuration. So what all state? So I'm reaching after reading null by null, I'm going towards right. So this is a particular Q0 state which I'm expecting to have a particular A. Okay. So in this, what is being in Q0? So what the underneath character is, the character being scanned on the input is A. So once the machine sees an A, it is replaced by X and it should move towards right according to our logic. Okay. So same terminology is true. See, I'm switching back from Q0 to Q1 in the next configuration where this A is replaced by X and we move forward previous and next movement is on this next character A. Okay. Now according to the logic, see, it retains this Q1 state unless and until it sees the first B on the input. Okay. So what it can see, so right now all A's will be replaced by A's and it move towards right. So this is what it has been shown inside your execution pattern. So this A, if it is being in Q1, if I see A, I won't see, say I'm not interested to see next A. So next pattern supposed to be, I'm looking forward to have a B on the input. So this A is replaced by the same symbol which is represented something like this. So being in Q1, A will be replaced by A and move towards right. So we'll take this move on this next Q1. Being in Q1, if the underlined character is A, we'll replace this by A and we move towards right. Okay. So why there is a change from Q0 to Q1? So this being in Q1, the machine says I have last character which I have seen is A. So I'm looking for the next B on the input. Then only I'll switch back to Q2. Understood this? So Q1 always remembers the B part has not been started yet. Okay. So this configuration says now look for being in Q1. If B comes, okay, then replace this B by tick mark. Okay. So we do see, we'll switch back from Q1 to Q2 when on the input we receive blank symbol. So we'll go back to Q2 again. So this is represented. See, you were here being in Q1, you read the B. Okay. So once you see on the input B against this first A, so let's change the state to remember this. So I'm in Q2, this B is replaced by tick mark and the read write head move towards right. So this is the simple example which is reflected in your state transition diagram. So being in Q1, if you receive on input B, replace this B by null and go move towards right and switch the state. So we have state change over here. Now being in Q2, what we expect? So we expect the next to see the next character C across with respect to this single A and single B, which we have already seen on the input. So till that time it retain the state for all B's. Okay. So for this condition, how it looks like, see this we were there. So for Q being in Q2, you were seeing a particular B. So we are not interested to see the B now. We are interested to see the C. So for a time, so this B is replaced by B. We won't change the state and we'll move ahead to the next. So this is the representation being in Q2. If you see B, replace this by B and move towards right. Now again go for the C now. Whenever you see a particular C on the input, what we have decided according to logic, C will be replaced by dollar. C will be replaced by dollar, and we expect to change the state. To remember the C we have seen across the first A, first B and C, there is a need to change the state. So what Q3 is remembering, I have a particular A, I have a particular B, and across this I have seen a particular C which is replaced by this dollar. And now don't move towards right, just move towards left. Okay, so being in Q3, what we did, so we did the same thing. This first C we replaced by this dollar, and the movement of the head is going towards left, keeping the uh, change of the state from Q2 to Q3. Understood this? So what we are, see, I'll retain this Q3. Okay, so this Q3, if you see for all transitions according to the logic, if you see moving towards left dollar, I'll replace by dollar and move towards left. If I see on the input B, I'll replace this B and move towards left. If I see a particular A, I'll replace this by A and move towards left. If I see a particular tick mark, I'll replace this by tick mark and move towards right, unless and until I see the first X which we have already processed. So till that time it retains this Q3 state. So we were Q3, so B will replace this B by B and move towards left. So still you are in Q3. So being in Q3, if observe tick mark, you replace this by tick mark and move towards left. So retaining the state. Being in Q3, see this A will be replaced by A, move towards left. Now this Q3, being in Q3, if you observe X, so what that state transition is, so I need to go across, this is the machine remembers that the first X which we have crossed and arrives. So this X is replaced by X and we are moving towards right to switch back to a second iteration. So you are coming back to this Q0 again, which is reflected here. So from this Q0, I'll come back to Q0 when I see the on the input X, and X will be replaced by X and the movement will go across right again. So this is what it has been seen from Q through Q3. If X you see, you replace this by X, you move towards right. Now the state of the machine is Q0, and this retains as usually. So I won't go across this, just check back from Q0. If the A comes, I'll go from Q0 to Q1. I'll replace this A by cross and move towards right. Second iteration. So what, being in Q1, you replace this null by, no, sorry, tick mark by tick mark, and you retain this state. Now you can observe this combination of this state transition diagrams. So we'll replace this null by null. We expect to see the first B. Unless and until we see the B, we won't change the state. So next state is being in Q1. If you reach tick mark will be replaced by tick mark, we go towards B. Now this is the condition to change the state. So being in Q1, if you see B, this will be replaced by tick mark, and see by mistake I have see this B will be replaced by this tick mark and you move towards right. So I have seen a dollar here. So for all these dollar signs, see once being in Q0, if you replace B, I'll change of the state from Q1 to Q2, which is expected. Okay, so B after replacing by dollar will go towards right. So same condition is here also. So being in Q2, if you see a dollar, we'll replace this by a dollar. Okay, so we'll retain the state over here and move towards right to expect to see a particular C. Being in Q2, if you see a C, then the machine remember this by state transition change. So this is goes across, we'll go again left to show this by dollar. Okay, now where we were, being in Q3, if you receive dollar, we retain the state unless and until we see the first X, we won't change towards right. All the movements of the head towards left. So we'll from Q3 we'll replace everything. So from Q3, this tick mark will be replaced, we move towards left. This tick mark will be replaced, we move towards left, and unless and until we see the first X which we have processed. So you will always be in Q3 when you receive the first X. Okay,
Now this X, once you see this being in Q3, you take the move towards right. So this is what the machine says. Replace this X by X and move towards right and change the Q3 state to Q0. So we done the same thing. We change our state. Being in Q3, if you receive X, we move toward Q0 and move towards right. Now when you see a tick mark directly, you won't see a particular A. It means all A's have been exhausted, because the first C which we have processed is already processed by tick mark. So now what is mean by this? See, from this being in Q0, this is the state of change. So from Q0, if null your tick mark directly you receive instead of A, so we'll follow this path. All this tick mark would be replaced by tick mark and move towards right. Okay. Now the machine is cross checking whether there are any extra B's or extra C's left, okay, on the input, and it has to be cross checked by moving towards right. So being in Q0, it replaces this X by X and move towards right. So this Q0 is, we change this transition from Q0 to Q4. Now what being in Q4 we observe, see, we should not see any B's or we should not see any C's. So this null will be replaced by null. So this is what being in Q0 we should process. Every tick mark will be processed, tick mark and move towards right. Every dollar will be replaced by dollar, we should move towards right, which we expect to see. So from Q0, this dollar tick mark will be replaced, move towards right, won't change the state. From this dollar, replace this by dollar, move towards right, replace by this dollar. So last condition is from this Q4, if you see null, being in the state, if you see null, we'll replace this by null and we take a halt by change of the state. This is HA. Now this is where the machine is taking its moves and it accepted the string. So what is the last state which is represented by this is HA. HA represented as halt with accept. Okay, A represents, H represents halt and A represents accept. Now we have, see, this is the particular condition. If after processing, if the machine resides over HA, the string gets accepted. So in simple terms, what is saying that, see, we started with this initial configuration, and if we go across this HA, this is the last configuration where the last state of the machine is HA, whatever left on the input we won't care. Okay, if the last state of the machine is HA, then we'll stop and accept the string. Okay. Now you can easily cross check the way we did. So you can replace these strings by single A, two B's and two C's. Okay, so if you have a particular extra B's, so you will, from this, after crossing this A by cross, so if you are having a short of B's with respect to A's, you will go across this HR. If you have a shortage, number of C's are less than number of A's, you will go across this HA. After processing this, you will come back to no. And once you reside this HR, these are the rejection states. R means rejections. The machine will halt with rejection. Okay, if the string is not in a proper order. Now you might have observed this, how the string get accepted and how this state transition diagram would look like. So in simple diagram, this is a configuration which you can easily understand how it is designed. And now moving back to how it can reject in simple terms, I won't have an example. This is a particular path where we go across this HA. Okay, now imagine a particular case where you have, after replacing this Q0 by null, when you reside over here, so you only need to see tick mark and dollar this way we expected to see from this end. Okay, now in case while moving across this tick mark, if extra B occurs, now this is a rejection state. or extra C occurs, it should be a rejection state. So this path, what it looks like, so you should see all tick marks and dollars on right. You never should see C and B. If input string contains being in Q0, if you see a particular character C, will replace this by C and move towards right, but will change to an rejection state. What this state remembers, you have extra C's and extra B's or extra B's with compare with total number of A's. See this state, what this state says, I have extra C's and extra B's, then shift back to this HR. Okay, now what this C says, if A's are more and B's are less, you come back here. If A's are more and C's are less, you come back here. Now you can process this. We are running short of time, so I need to wind up this session again. Next session will see you have already looked forward to have this logic where this is a finite state machine of your Turing machine. Will have HA, HR, you won't see double circle accepting state. So HA is the only accepting state. Wherever the state represents HA is an accept with halt. Halt means stay wherever you are and accept. HR means reject with halt with reject. And every combination of this move can be represented by this table. And if the table you receives, you can switch back to this state transition diagram. Both are parallel. Okay, now we'll stop as we are having short of time. We'll continue with the next session where we'll go across definition and we will go across particular accepting condition. Thank you.